we go. What's up, party people? This is Amalia from XRAY FM, hailing from Portland, Oregon. I am sitting in the press lounge at Treefort Music Festival in Boise, Idaho. I have the pleasure of sitting with two amazing individuals from Prism Bitch. Hello, this is Lauren.
Hi.
And we got Teresa.
Hello.
I'm going to sit here and talk to them a little bit about their set, about their time on tour, and life generally, playing some awesome music. Now, first things first, y'all are kind of on tour. You've certainly been moving around. You said you did the South by Southwest circuit. You just played Treefort.
Yes.
How has it been so far?
Oh, man, it's great. It was my first year at South by Southwest, and that was cool. It's a big, great festival, but we went to Treefort last year, and we were really we were like, yeah, we're going to go back to Treefort. And we had great shows. We've been lucky. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. And we've been reminiscing about how a lot of things have happened between our first Treefort, 2018, and now. We've been on tour a couple of times. We have a new van that's old. We know how to organize it now.
Oh, man, we know how to load the food box in the base cab.
No more salads from Trader Joe's because they go bad.
No more Trader Joe's salads killing the cooler.
Probably not in other people's coolers. Yeah. But a lot of things have happened between Treefort 2018 and 2019. And so I'm a little verklempt.
You're verklempt. Very good. So you mentioned a van that is new to you but old to the world.
Yes. It's a California Conservation Corps vehicle.
Okay.
And she's beautiful.
Her name is?
Mother.
Mother van.
Just Mother.
Just Mother?
Yes.
I've had some vans that are mothers in my life, too. They're near and dear to my heart.
She's a womb for us, yes.
Now, what are some of the biggest challenges to van life and touring in general?
Well, I think we got really good about our sleeping arrangements or napping arrangements early on because we bought this van with one bench seat missing. I think the challenges can be just safety.
Yeah, we're like, we should probably put seatbelts on while we're sleeping.
Yeah.
Maybe this bungee cord will save me.
Yeah. And
this is more comfortable.
And there's some fast braking that sometimes have happened, and a guitar case will swoosh by your head. So you just have to learn as you go along.
But I think we have it kind of easy, too, because we haven't been out, at this point, we haven't been out on the road consecutively for more than 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So we're lucky that we can, I don't know how much more you would pack, but
right.
Yeah.
So laundry happens every now and then.
Yeah. And this tour, we've instituted the 2-hour rule. Like, drive 2 hours.
Don't be a hero.
Don't be
give
a
it
hero.
up. Switch it out.
Give up the wheel. Yes. Yeah. But Mother's been really good to us. She's the most important band member, is what Nelson and I talked about last night.
It's good to pay honor to the mother every now and then.
Exactly.
Is there a pecking order in terms of who gets to pick the music?
No.
Driver and passenger seat.
But no one. It's so weird. I'm surprised at how much no one's like fought. It just feels right.
And silence can be good between shows.
Strangely.
Yeah, strangely. We're podcast people, so. But I think the further we get
need speakers
into tour,
in the van though, because we have like one Bose speaker up near the front.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You can't really. It's easy if you're not into the music. You could just put your phones in.
There's also some acoustic issues with the van, so the person driving actually can't hear usually what you're trying to say from the back.
They don't need to hear. It's fine.
Need to hear.
Do you want to know more about
podcast.
our van?
I do want to know more about your van. I want to know all about the van. It's really the only reason why we're here.
Cool. We should drive her in here right now. So.
Please. I mean, we could take the balls and put them in the van. I think that would be more appropriate. How do you practice self-care when you're on the road and living van life?
This particular tour, I have 2 drum teachers who recommended jump roping. So I have a jump rope in my backpack, and I've been jump roping on gas station stops. Our guitarist Chris does 35 jumping jacks, and I'm not sure how he arrived at 35.
I think because he's 34 years old.
Living in the future.
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
And I think everyone's trying to make the best food choices they can. So for me, I can't have cup of noodles 2 days in a row. I have to space out my sodium intake. Just really important.
Well,
like
every
that.
day we make each other drink one V8
Oh, that's true.
and one emergency.
Yeah.
That's like a mandated doctor dose. I don't know if it's a 1990s doctor, if it's still relevant.
Yeah, there
but
was a guitarist in the elevator who said, "Oh, V8, that's so 90s." I was like, whoa, it's like Jolt.
I remember the commercials. It was always like a hot babe, like being super healthy by
Coulda had a
poolside
V8.
with that tomato.
That's Prism Bitch. Hot babes with V8s.
That's where you came from.
Spicy hot.
Tomato juice with some
tomato
spice in there.
mustache.
Okay. Good to know. Origin story.
I think the other thing is just understanding, being patient with everybody. Like when someone has to go to the bathroom, you don't be a jerk and say, "Oh, wait," just respect the people that you're traveling with. We travel really well together, I think, as a group. So,
How did you all meet each other? How did this come to be?
Well, no, sorry, I was just like spacing out. I was like, oh, my turn. Yeah, no. Me and Chris Walsh were gonna start like a theater project to take to fringe festivals. It was gonna be like a play, a band in the guise of a play. Like and we were working on it. And we had wanted to work with Lila Rose, and we found Lila and T in the community. We're like, we got to work with them. And we brought them in, and we were like, cool, let's just make songs and see what kind of band we are, and then we'll write our play. And then we were a band for a year. Nobody wanted to write a play. Nobody cared.
Well,
we just wanted to be a
jamming
band.
together,
Yeah,
so.
so we were like, let's just be a band. And then Nelson came on board after we were a band for a year, and that was great. It was just. Me and Chris had collaborated for like 10 years through a theater company and videos and stuff. And we just knew Lila and T were nice, just like top of the list. They're talented and they're sweeties. And we were like, okay, and everybody's got kind of a different background in what they like to listen to. Mm-hmm. So everyone's tastes are a little different. And then Nelson was like the third heat to Jack Donaghy.
And we were all in different projects or had different focuses when we got together. Lauren's an actress, had done theater. Chris he's directed theater, he's written, and he was in another band. Lila had a solo project. So we were all like, oh, this is kind of fun. Let's just do this on the side of everything else that we're doing, working full time, having other creative pursuits. And then we liked spending time with each other more than anything else. So it's like, let's kind of just pool our resources here.
And it was weird. There was this one accident on the side of the road one night. We saw this green glowing stuff in a ditch, and we blacked out. And when we came to, we were all wearing these jumpsuits. And sorry, I was trying to make like a cool origin story.
I was kind of thinking about the Hulk, like gamma radiation.
Middle Pahrump, Nevada, I think. And Mother started self-driving. It was the weirdest thing, and then we ended up in the ditch glowing, and this is actually my skin.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm actually naked, waist down on the yoga ball.
It's good.
Okay.
So you'd say that theatricality and the performative aspect of your show and of your craft, you think are they interchangeable to you? Like, if people were listening to just your studio stuff, would they get the full Prism Bitch experience?
I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, because we only have 10 songs recorded and out there, but I think our music I don't think we sound like Ween or anything, but I think from song to song, the style of our music is really, really different. But when you see it performed, it all makes sense. And seems like it fits.
I just remember the first time we played a punk rock open mic in a coffee house in Albuquerque. And I grew up on like Motley Crue, like Tommy Lee in a cage or on a roller coaster playing drums. And I kind of thought I knew what rock music was. And that punk rock open mic, Lila just ran out like the very first time we performed live together. And I think we only had like a month of sort of.
I think I was still just playing tambourine, and I didn't know that I had to be the bass player yet.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't play an instrument. I'll play the tambourine, and they're like.
But I realized like there's a performative aspect to music that I've never been in a live situation or a band situation where that was an emphasis. And I said, oh, this is going to be fun. And every day, I think we're just more curious than anything else. It's like, what would this feel like if we did this, or if we wrote this, or we sang like this, or we changed tempo like this, or wrote a song like this. So.
Yeah, I would say Lila definitely leads the band with these. She broke us open with just following creative impulses and going kind of apeshit. Can I say that? And I think maybe that had also come because she was like, I mean, maybe I'm authorized to speak for her, so I hope I get this right. But she has a lot of great solo material, but when we started the band, she was sitting on the same material and kind of trapped with it for years. And she had like developed into a new human, you know, because it was stuff she had written when she was like 20, 21. And I think that might have in part contributed to her just going ape shit. And she had like a tambourine as a necklace, and she was like letting people slap it and like.
And let's not discount Lauren Pohl's improv background. She's done a lot.
I make good jokes at the audience, I guess.
Yes, but she has a lot of theater experience, so everything kind of got amped up more than. I mean, I'm more like, I think I'm going to practice this rudiment for like 3 hours or whatever. So I think we're all unlocking different aspects of each other.
And Chris is like a baby Quincy Jones. He's got that. It's so funny. He's getting really into producing and like, and
we want to get him a really greasy medallion,
like a big gold,
like with a big
secret
T
necklace,
or a big C, and it's like, I think you guys are gonna be stars.
Yeah, and then Nelson's like our wild card, just like super intelligent and silly, and he comes from this real super DIY like punk rock house background, like
he's been touring for years,
forever,
setting up house
on
shows
no
and
budget
big tours, and does sound for.
And he definitely I think has more exposure to really cool avant-garde influences that I've never heard of and stuff. And
has a huge vocabulary.
Yeah, cool words.
That helps.
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as the theatricality goes, in addition to the music, have there been moments when you've been playing that have been complete duds for the audience? And then have there been moments where you've been like, oh, like shit, that works? Like,
I feel like even when we felt like something was really not working, then we get a response. The audience is like, that was great. We're like, we felt weird up there.
Yeah, I mean, there's been, the more we've, again, this melancholy retrospective look between Treefort 2018 and 2019, we've played different regions now, and we've played some places where everyone's like this, and we're like, oh, we're totally bombing. And then afterwards, like, that was really good. Or, you know.
Yeah, people don't all react the same.
Yeah.
But
all we do is we
like
get in a huddle together before the show, and we just say, I got your back, I got your back, I got your back. And as long as we do that and
watch
have fun,
the band, not the audience. But
Yeah.
I think the scariest show where I felt the most self-conscious and weird was when we played for these kids. It was like a school of rock in Albuquerque, and we had to like not sing bad words, so do a cool
Prism
edit.
band?
We were like, we're PB. We're PB, and these, but we had just watched these kids, and I mean, and at this time, because now it's been 3 years, but I was just starting to learn the bass to be in the band, so that was my own insecurity, because everyone in the band is much more, experienced and really great at musician, really great at musician, but they're good at this musicianing. But like, we just seen all these like 12-year-olds just shred like with their bangs in their face. Like, this is
21 Pilots.
Yeah,
like,
they're singing these top 40 songs, but killing it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh man, I gotta play in front of these 12-year-olds
in a church.
And they're better than me.
They're a tough crowd.
Tough crowd because they don't lie.
And they're just like. I was like,
and then there was a Q&A afterwards, like, how do you guys rehearse? And we're like, we couldn't say like, oh, we drunk.
Yeah, and that's actually something self-care wise. Like, I think when we first got together, we were just new friendship. You're like, woo! You're just so excited to have like new friends, and then we realized, okay, we can't maintain this. Like, we can't. We want to be able to move in our 50s and able to have livers that work, and
so.
and I ripped my butt Sorry.
Gluteus
Yes,
maximus.
like where my hamstring joins the bottom. I just wasn't warm. Popped into the splits, usually not a problem because we like do aerobics. It's like Richard Simmons at our, like running in place. But it was cold outside, so my body wasn't warm. Something snapped. And I was like, okay, I have to like never do that again.
That's taken months to.
It's still weird. Yeah.
I hope the bouncy balls are helping the cause here.
We're
Getting kind of lean. Stretch it out. In the topic of playing for kids and playing for different audiences, and as you tour, especially outside of Albuquerque, does the music change for you based on who you're playing for? And do you sort of take into account, like, you can be role models, and there is, I'm going to go on a bit of like a preface here. So in the wake of the Me Too movement, people are focusing so intentionally on the voices and work of women and femme-identifying folk so much, and by extension, LGBTQ community, brown folks. Do you take that into account when you're playing, and how much does representation, advocacy, and mission play into your sense of performance?
I feel like the band is a really good kind of, I love that. I mean, me and T are the only ones here, but yeah, we're, about half and half, males and females, male identifying trans people.
I came out when I was 19, so I've been identified, woman-loving woman for more than half my life. I think we've all arrived at, especially after the 2016 election.
That's when we changed our name.
Yeah, we changed. We were, the theatrical project was more like an Orange is the New Black kind of.
Yeah, we were
production.
called Prism Bitch, and we were like, okay, we're going to be these inmates that are sort of getting paraded around as part of their like rehabilitation. They write songs about their feelings, and we were like, okay, well, we'll figure out the play after we write this. So we wrote a bunch of silly songs vaguely related to prison, and then after Trump got elected, we were like, oh my God, how do we have to write everything just through this one lens? It felt really scary and limiting, and we were like, kind of felt like just like it was art prison, almost. And
Make it a prism, give it multiple dimensions.
And so we were like, okay, if this goal isn't to be in a play anymore, it felt a lot better to just take that element off.
And actually, the name Prism Bitch, actually, a family member of Lawrence misheard
both
it.
my dad and my aunt in separate conversations kept thinking that's what I said the band name was. So we were like, oh, that is cool. We should just do that.
Yeah, so, I mean, in terms of, especially the last, I would say, year and a half, what's evolved for us is we do have an opportunity more than anything to represent, across gender identification, sexual orientations, gender, I get a little, like,
well,
I want to make sure that we speak in terms of what's evolved is let's speak from love. Let's speak from friendship. Art is what's going to help this world, and people who are at risk, whether it's for abuse, addiction, violence against them. We actually even started a Patreon, and one of the main things for our Patreon is we're going to write you letters, because we want people to not feel alone, because I think especially in this country, it's very isolating, and I think people need a place to be vulnerable, to be honest, and to be loved. And so Lila started painting signs every show we play. She holds up, love, and love your enemies, love your friends. And, I don't think our music is overtly like,
political or anything.
Yeah, there's definitely way more talented people who can speak to that. but I don't see us as apolitical.
Well,
in that regard, you know.
Making art in this day and age kind of is a form of resistance, no matter if it's explicit or not.
And also, I feel like in the wake of the Me Too movement, what's really interesting is that you see these institutions sort of trying to, like, where you can just tell some guy who's always been in charge is in the back of the room, and he's like, okay, so they want stuff with ladies now, so we're gonna do an Ocean's 11, but it's all ladies, because that'll appease the people that want lady stuff.
Never thought of that before.
And it's like, I mean, I don't think that we have this sort of approach like, okay, we have to write a song about this. We just try to kind of stick with our own feelings. And we like it just the last couple of songs that have come out, I feel like these recurring themes in the lyrics are all like really happy, but like, don't worry, everyone's gonna die, don't freak out. We're like, but then you look back and we just a lot of people in our community in Albuquerque have maybe all over the country, I don't know, but just a lot of people have been passing away around us, and so that's maybe more present than other political messages.
And you know, our group, you know, the band of people, and even our immediate circle of family, friends, loved ones, partners, it's all about, like, this is going to be the safest space possible for whoever you are. Lauren's going to express her gender different than I am.
Well, and we wear the tracksuits because we like sort of being a unit, being in a uniform, and they look cool. But what I like about them, too, is that I don't feel like I feel sexy, you know, or there can be moments of that, but I definitely feel more free like when I was a kid, and I didn't worry about what I looked like, you know, I didn't worry about, like, I feel like we wear a uniform that isn't hypersexualized, but it's, I don't know, it's just kind of ambiguous, you know? And androgynous, and it's like a canvas, and then we can just wig out and do whatever we want in the uniform.
And there was a guy who came up to us after a recent show, and he said, I felt like I was on a playground. And the playground was when a guy could, you know, play with dolls, and a girl could play or basketball, and I was gonna say softball, and I'm reaching into the later parts of my
programs.
I know, dementia. Yeah, and programming, exactly. You know, but yeah, it's like, let's get back to that space where everyone could feel safe and express. You know, it could change on the dime. You know, and we're all multifaceted and kind of like Dungeons and Dragons dice, you know, so let's make it safe. And if we can be honest with each other to do that, I hope that we're creating that space and energy. I hope the recordings come off like that. I certainly hope the shows come off like that. I hope when people meet us, they feel that same energy.
And if they don't, that's cool. That's a funny thing too about being in this internet age of like trolls and looking at whatever negative comments happen on your stuff. I'm like, that's cool. If you don't like our stuff, there's lots of things out there for you to like. You
Unfollow, friend.
That's
I'm
fine.
still gonna be me.
Doesn't mean and I feel like that's a weird. I don't think I know how to deal with the internet, and I don't think most humans do. I don't think we had any idea. It's great.
That's going to be the next van.
XRAYFM.com.
Like,
great thing about the internet.
I think we're going to go on social media blackouts for like certain hours of our drives. We should do that on the way to Denver.
Yeah, it's important. How has the Albuquerque music scene supported that culture of inclusivity? Do you see it growing? How's it changed in your time there?
I feel like Albuquerque's a pretty liberal scene. It's I remember this was years ago. One of our good friends in the Albuquerque music community, this musician Monica DeMarco, she went on tour with the Red Elvises, and got like professionally paid to do that. And in Albuquerque, there's a lot of artists of all different stripes, but it's I feel like it's a little bit like Boise, like it's an affordable place to live, but so you can pursue your dream, you can make whatever you want to make, and you have time to do it because you're not hustling to pay some crazy big city rent, but there are not opportunities to make money as an artist like there are if you go to a place where that's available. But when Monica came back from tour, I was like, oh dang, I know she's gonna move to a big city now. And she was like, no, it made me really happy. And I really agree with her. She said she felt like in every big city she went to, she felt like a particular scene was thriving and encouraged and trending in that city. And and in the bigger cities, but she felt like at home, we're so isolated from everywhere else.
Every subculture
you're
is the main
you're just
culture
sort
in a way,
of doing your
in
own
Mexico,
thing.
yeah.
You know, there's a noise scene. There's all kinds of different scenes, and
I learned about improvisation by living in Albuquerque. I moved from Albuquerque.
it's pretty
to Albuquerque from
relaxed.
California, yeah. And you can just do whatever your heart desires, and you're probably gonna find a like-minded soul who will support you in your art, and you will, you know, with some tenacity, you're gonna find a space to express that, and then you can build a community out of there. So
I love New Mexico every time I go there. Like Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Taos. I absolutely love it. So gotta come down and see you guys play soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What is your favorite act that you've seen so far at Treefort this year?
I love O Rose. I love O Rose, but I had seen them before Treefort.
Carry On Kids from Mexico City.
they're fun.
We played a showcase with them, and they're just fantastic guys. And they played a Devo cover, and I kinda
Yeah,
lost my
that's the
shit.
way to my heart. Like if you play a Devo cover, I'm like, what?
We saw Boise's mostly. I saw Boise's Mostly Muff, which I just loved the name of them, and they played. They played the greatest hits, and it was. I sang my heart out to Pat Benatar, and so tonight I'm going to try to see Lingua Franca.
Yeah. Yeah, our friends Smoky Brights, we've known for
Oh my
years, and
God.
they always put on a great show. They're from Seattle.
I'm going to rat them out right now.
And Built to Spill, Boise's
And Tree People.
hometown heroes and Tree People.
Smokey
Oh, Itchy
Brights-
Kitty. Itchy Kitty
Itchy
was
Kitty
fun.
was insane at the
Yeah.
Shredder last night. But Smoky Brights, I wanted to bring a drink down here, so the husband-wife duo blocked me while I was carrying my drink to hit the stairwell. So thank you, Ryan and Kim.
For escorting the scotch down to the press room.
Very important.
Sorry, Treefort.
Oh, never mind.
On that.
JK.
All right, similar vein, another attempt at digging deep in your musical mind. What's the best record discovery that you have had recently outside of the context of Treefort? What have you been listening to?
I want to look at my phone.
I found, I'm a fan of Medeski, Martin and Wood, and they actually did, they released an album with Alarm Will Sound. So it was like Baroque orchestra with Medeski and Martin Wood. The album's called Omnisphere. And I don't know, I started listening more to classical music, and then it started combining groove with classical music, and that's been a cool discovery for me lately.
Yeah, this incarnation of Built to Spill right now, he's got a lot of homies from Brazil playing with him, and they were listening to some really cool music, and their band, I can't remember the name of it, but they played here. Dang. But yeah, I listen to a lot of 80s and stuff.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We had to do an 80s, we did an 80s cover set, so
Yeah.
we were listening to a lot of like New Order.
I put on Toto last night, and all my production team got mad at me.
They're like, stop it.
They did.
But we like
They
it.
did.
Thank you.
They did. They did.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, I was talking to you before the interview. I was like, I gotta listen to the radio because I feel like I need to recharge my music battery. I got to a stagnant place, but just on this trip, I've been like writing so many things down. So I'm excited to check them out. But
Good.
if you have a chance, yeah, like just the reason why I kept saying like God, oh Rose, just because I feel like she's vocally, the band is so sweet and tight, but vocally it's something I haven't seen. It's like the way that Joanna Newsom freaked everybody out, and
Multiple members
you
of this
know.
band have cried at O Rose shows.
Yeah.
Like on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So.
and that's one of those things where I'm like, the recordings are good, but the live stuff.
Record
Was-
everything, O Rose. We miss it.
Yeah.
Well, what's next for you two, Teresa, Lauren? Prism Bitch.
Spaghetti. No, I need to eat dinner. We're gonna play in Denver.
We're playing Denver, Nude City, Relief Center, some buddies of ours. Maddie goes by Midwife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
so-
builds these microphones made out of old telephones.
Yeah.
So it sounds like she's singing you angel songs like from an old landline. It's great. Yeah.
We have in the books, at least I asked for time off to record in June in LA with a engineer producer named Toshi Kasai. He's a wonderful man who helped us with our EP. He basically records the Melvins, so we're going to go back there in June. We're looking to head out for more tours and festivals, whoever will have us, maybe a prolonged East Coast tour in the fall. As long as we take care of Mother, everything should work out okay. But we just want to play more places, and I think we're learning just from our reception here at Treefort. People saw us last year, so they came back out. So lo and behold, if you play a city more than once, you can actually build maybe a little following or a nice group of friends who we just want to make more friends this year. How about that?
Come to Portland.
Yeah,
you got
we would
friends.
love to.
You got friends.
Yeah.
We got live sessions in our
Yeah.
studio. We got radio shows up the wazoo. We got venues.
Neat. Okay.
Come.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna come. Hey.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys, this
I
is
feel like-
amazing.
I feel like,
You guys are like the best.
we haven't gotten that
interviewers.
many interviews, but like I feel like we kind of always get the same questions and.